Okay, when I was in the hospital a few months back having my son, I got a lot of compliments on my makeup. And one person even mentioned like doing a tutorial on how I had done my makeup for that day. So, 3 months later, now that I have time to sit down and do this, I'm gonna go ahead and do the tutorial. So, this is like an everyday makeup routine. And it takes me maybe 10 minutes to do it. Okay, so. All right, so first I used these two foundations. There's the Rimmel Stay Matte. It's a full coverage, like mousse type foundation. And then this one is the L'Oreal Visible Lift. This one is very, very thin. The only reason I use both is for the color. It matches my skin tone perfectly when I use both of these. And this one I would not use by itself on my skin just because it is so thin. It's basically like not wearing makeup at all. So I don't see the point. Okay. So I just get a small amount of the mousse type on my finger. You can see it's very little. It goes a long way. And just dab it on my face. And then this one, I literally just pump it straight onto my face right above each spot. And it's a very tiny amount each. And then I use a flat top kabuki brush because it is very firm and I like that while blending my foundation. And then I just blend. Okay. All right, finished blending the foundation and I use this Maybelline concealer. It is number 5. It is ivory. I like this kind because of the applicator. It's just my favorite because I just dot it under my eyes 3 times on each side. And then this I like to just blend with my finger because beauty blenders just kind of soak it all up and I don't like how a brush blends it. That is the only place that I put concealer. I don't do my nose or my chin just because, in my opinion, it doesn't need it. That just helps kind of with the dark circles that I typically have under my eyes. And then I use Rimmel's Stay Matte powder. It's just their light powder. You can tell I use the crap out of this stuff. And I have the color Transparent. And that's 001. It's reversed on the camera right now, so it's not 100, just in case. That just kind of helps mattify what I just did so that it's not super shiny. All right, and then after that, I'll go ahead and go in with my blush, which is Maybelline's Fit Me number 204. It is medium pink, and I've had this for a while. I don't do a whole lot of blush, like as you can see, because I'm not trying to do anything too crazy, just giving a little bit of color to my cheeks. All right, and after that, I do a little bit of highlighter. This one is the e.l.f. highlighter. It is the Moonlight Pearls color. Again, I've had a lot of this for a really long time, so the names might have changed, but you can always just look in that brand and find a shade that works for you. And then I just use this little brush for it. All right. Okay, now I don't do a whole lot to my brows except for just kind of brush through them. They're finally getting to the shape that I want them to be, so I just try not to mess with them too much. I just brush them down so that they don't look too crazy and call it a day. Okay, and then after that, I just go in on like the waterline of my top eyelid. With eyeliner, I don't do a whole lot with it for every day. I do a little bit more if I'm like going out or want to look like super cute. So this is all I do with this. Okay. All right, and that's just an LA Colors eyeliner. I think it came in a gift set I got for Christmas, but honestly, any cheap black eyeliner will do just fine. And then I'm using this e.l.f. Rose Gold palette, which I also got for Christmas, I believe. It's been my favorite. I've used it every time I've put on makeup since then. And I use like these colors the most, like on this end. I like these, I just don't use them as much. They're not exactly my go-to colors. So I think I just used a little bit of this one on Baby Day, so we'll do that. And I like using like a bigger eyeshadow brush. It just covers more area faster, and I like the way that it applies. Okay, and then I use the same brush and I do the lightest color on like the bottom. And then I get my smaller brush, just this little tiny one, do the same light color right here and do it on the very corners of my eyes, just to kind of make it pop a little bit. Oh, she's fine. Okay, now that that is done, I have makeup all over my thumbnail. Okay, and now eyelashes. I'm just going to use this and curl them. I am going to use my mirror for this because I need to see what I'm doing. My eyelashes are not the greatest, but you know, working with what I got here. All right. And then I use all L'Oreal mascara products. So this is their base, which is the primer, and it's just this white brush, and then you just put it on. You kind of see it turns your eyelashes white for a second. And then I just leave it on there long enough to get my other mascara open, and then it's usually the perfect texture to go ahead and apply. And this is the L'Oreal Telescopic Mascara, which is my favorite, but I'm almost out. So hopefully I have enough for this. And then sometimes I'll go in with this other mascara, which is the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black. This one makes my lashes look fuller. The telescopic makes them look longer, and longer is usually what I need, but if I ever want to like fill them out more, I'll do this too. But I'm not going to do that today. Okay, and then I just sweep through the bottom lashes with no primer because in my opinion it doesn't need it. All right, and then I don't usually do like any crazy lip color. I just use this lip treatment as my like chapstick, and it's a rose color, so it does give me a little bit of color, but more so just hydrates my lips. So all right, and then the very last thing that I use is the NYX matte finishing spray, which it's like almost out. There's only a few pumps left in here, so I won't use it today just because I don't have a need for this to stay on like all day. But it is awesome. It's super cheap, and I mean, my makeup stayed on all day through labor and delivery until like 8 o'clock that night. I put this on at 5 o'clock in the morning that day, and my makeup stayed on until it was time to take it off. Like, that stuff's awesome. Okay, so there it is. Baby day, quick makeup tutorial. It took me about 10 minutes the morning I did it. It took me a little bit longer just because I was going through and explaining everything I was using. But you can find all the products at Target. Everything's under $10, I believe. If anything is over that, it's only by a little bit because I just don't typically spend a lot on makeup products. And I love the brushes that Target has as well. So, by no means am I a professional, but I was asked, so I did it. So, hope you enjoyed.